Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm happy to take this call. I do feel for my friend Mr. Ross Robertson because he has been waiting for quite some time, so I do hope he gets the next call, Mr. Chair. I just want to acknowledge the fact that in the House at the moment we have eight Labour or Auckland MPs. I think a few minutes ago we had 12. And I do want to acknowledge the fact that Labour takes this incredibly seriously. We do take the Auckland governance issues very seriously, and we are here representing our constituents. I'd like to congratulate the two Auckland-based National Party MPs that are here in the House. It's good that you're here to represent. It's good, especially because you aren't electorate MPs. You are both Auckland-based list MPs. It's great that you're here to represent the other Auckland-based national MPs that couldn't be here in the House today to represent their constituents or to debate this very important issue.
Member, I think the member knows what I'm raising the point of order about.
do.
She won't offend again.
I won't.
Might struggle to get a call if she does.
Okay.
Right.
Apologies, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, we do take it very seriously, and I won't talk about which Auckland MPs are here or which ones aren't anymore. Mr. Chair, but I do want to talk about one of the issues that we have been debating in the House, and that is the powers of the local boards. This has been a contentious issue from the start, and our communities in Auckland have been really apprehensive with regards to what the powers these local boards will have and what it will mean for communities in Auckland. We talked earlier and we've talked last night about the ethnic communities, but our geographical communities, in terms of who these local boards will represent, are concerned that their views, that their local communities will not have any power to make decisions on their own behalf. And unfortunately, what we see with what the National Act government have come up with, that is indeed the case. So what we're seeing, Mr. Chair, is that the initial allocation of powers to the local boards has been undertaken by an unelected entity, and Aucklanders are concerned that they're being shut out of the process. And this, what's happening now only confirms their suspicions, and it does go further with regards to demonstrating the fact that their democratic right to have a say in what's happening and to have a say in the decision-making that affects them has been taken away by that National Act government, Mr. Chair. Now, Mr. Chair, Rodney Hyde did promise that the local boards would be given certainty around their powers. He failed to live up to his promise, and local boards have insufficient guarantees as to their functions, powers and ability to influence the governing body, and we are, on this side of the House, very concerned about that. The government rejected the Royal Commission's recommendation of 6 local councils of sufficient size, capability and power to be an effective counterbalance to the new Auckland Council. And the Royal Commission has argued that to retain a strong community voice and active role in place shaping the local councils needed significant decision-making powers. The government unfortunately rejected this model and replaced the Royal Commission's local councils with local boards that have more in common with the current community boards. Now, this policy choice by the government, Mr. Chair, has made the Super City model unbalanced, with too much power in the centre and too little with the community. And our communities in Auckland are really concerned about the things that make them unique, and the way in which the structure has been set up now with what the National Act government is proposing. It takes away their opportunity for being unique and for actually making decisions that serve their purposes, that serve the uniqueness of their community and allow them to actually demonstrate their uniqueness as communities as well, Mr. Chair. And I know that these are ongoing concerns. I know from meetings with people in the Waitakere electorate that this is something that they're really concerned about, because they have been for many years able to exercise what they call the Waitakere way, and it's their unique way in which they undertake work, and now they are thinking, what will this mean? What will it mean if a certain person gets elected to mayor? What will it mean if right-wing councillors get elected to council? Will it mean that they'll be consumed by this right-wing ideology and no longer able to express themselves as unique Waitakere people like they have been able to in the past? And this is something that not only applies to Waitakere but also other parts of Auckland, Mr Chair. The principal differences between community boards and the new local boards are that the local boards exist by virtue of statute, Mr Chair.
Ross Robertson.
Oh, thank you, Mr Chairman. Kia ora